Continuing on with that thinking about calf raises and dorsiflexion and staying more upright in the squat, I started off today with loading the barbell a little bit more heavier, like the previous setup I had with the barbell across my, at the end of my kind of thighs, kind of near the knees, not quite on the bone, but the setup. Went with 60 kilos. It was not kind of doing it. Thought about going more than 50 reps, but then I thought, maybe 50 reps is enough. Let's put some more weight on the bar. So I did that. I went to 80 kilos from 60. And then eventually it became kind of like risk to reward kind of a thought. It was actually digging into my legs a fair bit, the bar did, even though I had the padding. It was putting a lot of pressure on my knee. So I thought maybe I'll just try single legs with just loaded plates. So this is what you're seeing here. I started doing this. This felt alright, but it's not. I don't think this is the final solution to my calves. Even this kind of feels weird. The trouble with this stuff that I'm doing right now, it's so unstable, man. Like even the bar, there was a lot of issues with stability. Back and forward, left to right. It was just all over the place. It was kind of really hard to kind of stabilize everything and to kind of feel good doing it. So I've got 35 kilos here. It's alright, but it's not like the machine at the gym. The machine at the gym, I had 10 kilos either side and I was actually dying with it. Because the way the machine is set up, the way it's kind of like ahead of you, so there's kind of longer lever, and it's a lot more comfortable. It's just, I don't know, I'm struggling to replicate the exact comfort of that machine at home here. With the GHD that I kind of set up, it kind of feels exactly the same as the real deal. So I'm really happy with how that came up. But right now, I'm not kind of feeling this all that 100%. So I'll keep searching, keep kind of looking to kind of find out the best way to train calves. After I kind of got done with this kind of workout, I thought to myself, maybe running is by far the best thing, like that, slow jogging. Thought about some of the conversations that I had with you guys about going back to that, but just like, doing 1 kilometer and then going from there, because 2 kilometers snapped me up pretty hard, so maybe just half that and see how that feels, because the soleus, man, the pain that I got from the run, man, it's like weak with the DOMs, whereas this is kind of not doing nearly half of the stimulus that I was hoping for. So anyway, I'm looking around the garage, trying to work out ways of doing it. Some of you guys even mentioned using the leg extension machine and setting that up. I guess you can do that as well. It's kind of awkward kind of coming in and out of that. I tried doing that. So yeah, it's just I feel like training the calves is going to be important for me, because the ankles are so weak. You can't have such a glaring weakness and expect to kind of put 300 kilos through that joint. You kind of need to work on the weaknesses. So the ankles are really weak on me and they're really tight. And I'm a firm believer that something that's weak is going to be tight, and vice versa. Something that's really tight is a good indicator that it's probably weak. So I stand by that. It's kind of served me well over the years. But anyway, I'll keep thinking about this, and maybe I'll go for a run one of these days and just see how that goes. Then I moved on to squats, and my squats always feel good after these seated calf raises. It seems as though I have not only better range of motion through them, but also have kind of like a pillow to fall back on when I kind of go back to the bottom of the squat. So I did 100 for a few reps there, as you saw. I think I did 5, and then I went to 140, hit that for 1. I don't know whether you guys have noticed that I kind of played with my grip as well. I decided to kind of go thumbless and go a little bit more in, just to create a bit more of a shelf at the top, and maybe hopefully make a more of a stable kind of platform to squat from. And also I really wanted to point my elbows straight down and not back. The other thing about squatting upright is that if you have a lot of weight behind the bar, you're probably going to lean over just for the sake of balance. So if you can kind of throw your elbows a little bit underneath the bar, you can't really throw it forward of the bar, but it will kind of offset some of that balance issue, and you might end up more upright in terms of your torso. And then 160 here, I feel like the positioning on my back was kind of good. You can see it's thumbless there again. Usually the recommendation, I know a few guys have asked me about this, should I go really wide with my hands or really narrow? Generally speaking, if you have the mobility, you should go as narrow as possible, because that kind of puts your shoulder blades back and creates a nice little shelf. And he basically, locks in your upper back, so you don't, so risk there's not so much risk to rounding. 180 here, went kind of good. Gave me the confidence to go for higher weight. So this is 180. Yeah, not really a sticking point. Usually if the bar slows down halfway up for me, I kind of go, all right, I'm really close to my today's limit. But for this one, I decided to go 190, loaded up another 10 kilos. Felt good. I think I can hit 200 now every week. And then in between, I feel like I'm getting 180 now every day. And so today, 190, right? I feel like I'm getting in the right direction. So once again, thumbless grip, 190. I think this was a bit of a struggle from memory. Yeah, slow down a fair bit. Still pretty good. Not too much straining, not too much grinding. So after this, the thought was, where do I go from here? Do I go GHD or do I go something else? And I thought, nah, let's give 144 a ride. And you'll see here, like I got 7 reps. Rep 5, 6, and 7 didn't feel all that good, so I pulled the pin on it. I was hoping to get 15 reps, but rep 5, 6, and 7 felt heavier than they should have. I felt my core kind of let go a little bit. My lower back was threatening to round a little bit. I don't know where that's from, but I decided not to push it. I'm not interested in sloppy reps. I want perfect reps, and felt like I was going to really work hard for that 15 reps. So I decided to pull the pin and come back another day and rep it out. But this is going on off the video that I made yesterday, I think it was. Water regulation is a big deal, man. You don't if something's not feeling right, don't push. I don't care what you have in your mind, what you want to do. I was saying to my cameraman, I got 7, but not today. It doesn't feel like today's going to be the day where I push. And so between GHD and leg extensions, I took leg extensions instead of GHDs. I think these are going to be 1 day on, 1 day off, kind of in between each other. Because I'm doing hard reps with these 2 exercises every day, it's probably a better idea to kind of let them get a bit more rest. Squatting every day to like a comfortable 1 rep max, training max is okay. But whenever you're dealing with metabolic conditioning kind of exercises like what this is, sets of 30 with 30 kilos and GHD with sets of 20, it's probably better not to do every day. If you're doing and leaving, 40% left in the tank, then that's all good. You can do it every day. But if you're doing kind of bodybuilding, hypertrophy type training, it's probably better as a natural athlete to give it a bit longer, probably 48-hour rest, just because you're pumping, you're doing AMRAPs with this essentially. You're kind of burning it out. So that's where I kind of left today. Good session, hit 190, quite happy. Still thinking about how to work out the calves. Maybe I've got a run in me in the coming days. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.